Welcome to Armchair Expert, Experts on Expert. I'm Dan Rather. I'm joined by Monica Mouse.
This reminds me of something I have to shout out.
Okay.
Spotify, our partner.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I'm so fucking happy.
Fucking best thing we ever did.
Yeah.
I'm so pleased.
Me too.
So armchairs were nervous. I was truthfully a little nervous. Like, how's this going to go? How's this transition going to go? And they've been so amazing. I love them. And I love them even more now because they got me some shoes.
I know. You sent me a picture. But I've learned from Kristen today, they also got you like a jumper.
They got me a sweatsuit.
I want to know why I didn't get anything.
They sent me a record player.
See,
Are you fucking
I think no, but it wasn't Spotify, the team. It was
the
Jess
people
and
that
Jordan,
we're
the
working
people
with.
we are talking to all the time.
That's fair.
And it was
a launch gift,
sweet.
they said.
Oh, man.
Think about how thoughtful this is. I want to take the time for a second.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
they
yeah,
got
yeah.
Rob a record player.
No, it's a bullseye.
With a
they
Sonos
know-
speaker.
With a Sonos speaker.
Because they know he's a music guy.
Audiophile.
And he's an audiophile.
Yes.
And they got me Jordy's
Yes.
custom. On the back, they say Monica Mouse.
I mean,
And they're
guys.
fucking gorgeous and perfect.
Yeah, they had Kristen sweating. She came home and she started looking up shoes online.
Yeah, and she was upset that she didn't get me that, she said.
Oh, okay.
She was
Well, it
upset.
took a turn.
She was upset about that. But the cashmere, not a jumper, cashmere sweatsuit
Okay.
is a perfect color, perfect fit. I mean, it was a bullseye. And I just want to say thank you.
Yeah, that's very nice. No one should feel bad for me. I'm a spoiled boy. But imagine you were the only person in the room that didn't get a present.
I knew.
And everyone was so excited about their present. Like, Rob's like, this is maybe the best, most thoughtful present anyone's ever got me. And you're like, they got you an outfit that got Kristen on the run. She got her online shopping and stuff. I mean, guys, you guys got great presents.
I'm sorry, but they probably felt like they couldn't get you anything better than the calendar.
Well, they would have been right. So I'm glad they made the decision they made. Okay. Today's expert is a friend of mine and someone I've been obsessed with since I was probably 8 years old, Daryl Hall of Hall Oates. My God, you guys. Daryl Hall, he's a rock and roll Hall of Famer, a Grammy Award nominated singer, musician, and lead vocalist of Hall Oates. 18 studio albums. They are the #1 selling duo in music history. It's unreal. Now, everyone should do this. I've done it multiple times. It's so fun. Go see Hall & Oates in concert. They are going out on a 2021 tour launching August 5th in Mansfield, Massachusetts. So if you want to check out Hall & Oates, make sure you go online and find a venue to go see them. They're phenomenal. Please enjoy Daryl Hall. We get support from Quince.
So we've been talking about Quince a lot lately, and as we head into fall, it's the perfect time to reset your wardrobe with their amazing pieces. I think it's so fun to do when the seasons turn over to just spruce up your wardrobe with a couple specials, and Quince is the place.
Totally. We're talking organic cotton, Mongolian cashmere, tailored chinos from just $60. Premium fit and quality you'd expect from a luxury brand designer. I love Quince. You know, I like it understated and subtle, and I like stuff that has high quality. And Quince checks all those boxes.
I love a lot of stuff from Quince. Honestly, they have incredible premium denim, which is very important for fall. It's pretty much all I wear in the fall is denim. And Quince has such a good selection of quality denim. Their stuff is so versatile, timeless, and built to last that you just grab every single day without thinking.
Right. And all of that for 50 to 80% less than similar brands. They go direct to ethical factories, cut out the middlemen, so you get all that quality without overpaying for it.
We love that. And they do way more than clothes. They have bedding, cookware, bath essentials, travel must-haves, same deal, and great quality.
Upgrade your everyday. Download the Quince app for app-exclusive offers or go to quince.com/Dax. Get free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada and the UK too. That's QUINCE.com/Dax. We get support from Apple Gift Card. Back to school is here, and for many, that means some big life transitions. Whether they are heading into a new grade or setting up a dorm for the first time, you want to give them something that actually supports their growth and success. Apple Gift Card is a versatile solution because it takes the guesswork out of gifting. It's not just about a new pair of AirPods for focus. It's about giving them the invaluable chance to choose the digital tools and subscriptions that suit their unique journey. They can use it for productivity apps on the App Store, movie nights on Apple TV, or extra iCloud storage for all those new memories. With Apple Gift Card, it's so empowering to give the students their freedom to allocate their own resources. Celebrate their new academic chapter. Visit applegiftcard.apple.com to celebrate their milestones and gift one today.
He's an armchair expert. He's an armchair expert. He's an armchair expert.
Hi!
How you doing, brother?
Look at all these fun organs and shit behind you. Are those Wurlitzers? What are those?
It's my keyboard world, man. It's like I have more 80s keyboards in this room. I decided last year to buy all these instruments I used to use. They're low tech, relatively low tech, and they have all those good sounds.
Yeah, isn't it wild that in an era where a computer can make any single sound on planet Earth, these things have had like a revival, that even they have some signature flair, like certain guitars and stuff?
I've always been a favor of hunt and peck. I don't necessarily want to look for a sound. I want the sound to come to me.
Yeah, sure.
And these kind of instruments are perfect for that because you just hit a button. Oh, I like that sound. How about this one? That's the shit, man, in my opinion.
Is that your primary instrument, would you say? Piano, keyboard?
I started playing keyboards when I was about 5. Yeah, so I guess the answer is yes.
But you're a really good guitar player, so where would you rank those things?
I'm not a great guitar player, but I can express myself on it. That's how I look at it. I am a good keyboard player.
Okay, I guess I'd rather be able to express myself on a guitar than be a virtuoso who can't really translate anything.
Yeah, in some ways that is preferable.
Now, I think it would be fun for people to know why we know each other before we even start. Or I think it would be fun for me to regale everyone with how we know each other. So I'm obsessed with Hall Oates. I have been for probably my whole life. There's these certain songs that represented for me when my mom was in a good mood, I guess. Fleetwood Mac's in that category. And I had saved, I think I might have even told you this, Daryl. I saved like 3 parties. One in particular, 4th of July party. Everything was there. Beautiful outside. Lots of fun guests. Music sucked. It wasn't going well. I said to the host, just trust me, try Hall & Oates. And by God, to this day, Tom Hansen will say, remember that 4th of July party you saved? Wow. I'm now having children and I'm getting them obsessed with Hall & Oates. And at some point, I thought to myself, there has to be something for me to do with this passion I have in my world of acting and writing. So I came up with this idea of doing an entirely false history of your life, of Daryl Hall's life.
Yes.
The premise was you guys wrote, 38 top 10 songs or 42, something, a record. And I thought we could go through and find out what those songs are really about. Like Sarah Smile's so beautiful. Clearly you think it's about falling in love with Sarah and how special she is. But come to find out in my story, there was a little bit of blackmail happening and probably some relationships or one-on-one, beautiful song. Yeah. One-on-one, I want to play that game tonight. That was going to ultimately be about after you had been jumped by 5 guys, seeing one of the guys by himself later in the show. And then that song one-on-one starts and it's just a one-on-one fight. So at any rate, I come up with this crazy idea, false history of Daryl Hall. And then I'm like, now what do I do? And so.
Yeah, there's the hard part.
Yes. So I get to know your manager, Jonathan Wolfson, who we both, I assume, I adore him. I imagine you do too.
Oh, yeah.
I pitch him the idea and he goes, that's insane. He's not going to want to do that. And I said, okay, is there any way I could tell him over the phone and make a passionate plea? And he's like, all right, I'll see if I can get you on the phone with him. So sure enough, you and I had a phone call and I told you this ridiculous idea.
Then we had lunch together.
Yes, that grew into a lunch. I try to imagine being you. Like at some point someone calls me and says, I want to do a false history of Dax Shepard. It's got to be a very weird phone call.
It was totally weird. And that's why we had the lunch. I said, you got to explain this in a little more depth, buddy. But I tell you, I was intrigued right away because it's so off the wall. And right away, my brain goes, okay, off the wall. I like that kind of stuff.
Right. Yeah, I'm with you, Daryl. Like off the wall, I'm going to give you 10 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you're going to get 10 minutes of my attention if I think I've not
Sure.
ever heard something like this before.
Absolutely.
So at any rate, we go have breakfast at a hotel in Hollywood, and I get to know you a little bit. And then I start coming to your shows, which is so fun. And then I get to go backstage and see you. So it's been really, really lovely. The show didn't end up getting made for numerous reasons, but it's still one of my favorite ideas I ever had. And it was really, first of all, nerve-wracking just to call you the first time and try to tell you this stupid idea. Like, so here's the thing. You've been really carefully constructing your life for 68 years at that point and being mindful to not create any crazy headlines. And I would basically like to do the opposite to your life.
Well, that's kind of like what the intriguing part was.
What I found intriguing was, as I started researching you a ton, and I told you this, I'm like, for someone as successful as you, the biggest duet in music history, very little exists about you out there. I got to say, of anyone I've researched, you're kind of an enigma. And I wonder, was that intentional or?
Yes.
It was.
You can go two ways in this world, especially now. You can either be everybody's Instagram friend and go completely social media, or you can do what I do, and that is stay away from it all.
Did you get burned early on, or just that's your nature to want to not get a lot of attention?
It is my nature. I'm a bit reclusive by nature, although I'm not a hermit or anything, but I like people to know me through the music, not necessarily all that other nonsense. I'm very circumspect about what I let out into the world.
Is your music like a better part of you?
My music is me. If you read my lyrics, that's me. That's the shit that I go through in life. And that's as much as you need to know about me. It's more than most people know about other people. The inner sanctum of one's soul. I mean, that's what I lay out there. But I just don't like to engage in the bullshit of entertainment land. I don't like it. I'm not a celebrity. I don't want to be a celebrity. I hate that word.
Yeah.
I'm a musician. I just want to be that, and I want to be perceived as that.
You pointed out, or maybe it was your manager, Jonathan, pointed out to me, because I started getting worried I was getting too old to play you when I wanted to play you. And he pointed out, he goes, in truth, Daryl was older than his peers in the popular music of the 80s. You were kind of 10 years older than all your peers. Is that safe to say?
The 80s, I was in my early 30s.
Right. Not your early 20s.
Exactly.
And do you think that gave you some kind of foundation that allowed you to have those kind of boundaries? Like, because I think if you're 20 and it's all happening, of course you kind of run at every opportunity to be on this show and be on that magazine and do all this stuff. But maybe that little 10-year advantage you had on people maybe helped you have more boundaries.
The way I musically grew up in Philadelphia, right? The people that I hung out with, who I was close friends with, were people like Chubby Checker. And Len Barry of the Dovells. I watched their shit happen. I was around Chubby when he was like, oh man, the twist isn't happening anymore. What am I going to do? I want to be Jimi Hendrix. I said, you can't be Jimi Hendrix unless you take guitar lessons, pal.
And even then you probably can't be Jimi Hendrix.
Well, that too. But it was his insecurity and transition, rightly so. I mean, that guy was at the top of the world. People don't realize how big Chubby Checker was. I mean, I'm just using him as an example.
Yeah.
I was around all that. I was around people who in the Philadelphia scene were at the top of their game, but yet that part of the Philadelphia scene was starting to lose its thing, and new people from Philadelphia were coming up, like Gamble and Huff and all the R&B bands, and that was my generation. And so I saw it all that way from that perspective. I've never been comfortable with that pop star thing. I come from a different neighborhood.
Yeah. Are your parents from Germany? Like, did they move to? No.
They're
Okay.
both sides of my family have been in America since the early 1700s.
Okay. Were they there in, is it Pottstown? Where did you grow up?
Yeah, outside of that, in Chester County and Montgomery County, Pennsylvania.
And both of them were musically inclined, right? Mom was a vocal coach?
Yeah, she was a singer in a band. She had this band. She didn't have it. She was in the band as a singer in the Glee Club, and she was a featured singer. It was that real 40s, 50s kind of style.
Yeah.
They did a little of everything. But what it was is my earliest age was watching her do that, go to different towns and watch her do it, get into the drummer and get into the band leader and the whole thing. And she used to drag me up on stage. She was also the choir director at church, so we do all that church singing and all that kind of thing. And she was classically trained, so she taught me how to sing the right way.
And did you drive that, or did she drive that, or was it a combination?
I think she drove it more than anything.
She drove it, yeah.
She was a toughie. Or is. She's 98 now, but she's a toughie.
Good for you. You got someone at 98. I don't have any relatives that live past 70. I'm a little pessimistic.
Yeah. And my father was in a vocal group with his brothers, and he used to sing gospel music. So that's where I got all the harmony stuff from and all that.
Okay, so I took Kristen to one of your shows, I think in Irvine. And see, I just like stuff. I don't know if it's good or bad. Like, I can like something, and Kristen can go like, oh, yeah, they're not on that note. They're under this. They're under this. They're over that. I can't tell, right? I take her to Irvine, and in about, I don't know, a minute and a half, she leans over and she goes, oh, Daryl has perfect pitch. I've heard her say that like 3 times in 15 years of knowing her. And first of all, I was like, oh, that's so wild. You guys, you musicians can pick that up and you know what that means and you can hear it. And so what does it mean to have perfect pitch?
It means that you know what a note's going to be, and you sing it on the note. I have a problem because sometimes I transpose my songs, and that kind of screws me up because I'm used to singing them in the key that I wrote them in. It's something that's innate in certain people that you can, you know a note.
And you can play your voice like a piano. You hit that key, it's always that key.
Yeah.
That's fucking nuts. That is so nuts. Okay, so I think what would be interesting to folks, it certainly was to me, is that the kind of music that you got swept up in. So you were into music, you go to Temple in Philadelphia and you majored in music. Mm-hmm. And you were in a singing group, like an a cappella group, and you guys would compete. There were competitions. Philadelphia, the soul scene, it was predominantly black. And you were white, and the guys you sang with, was it mixed, or was your group mostly white?
It was mostly white. We were mixed over time, but that is not uncommon at that period of time in Philadelphia. It was a pretty musically integrated scene.
Huh. I guess what I'm curious at is your age, this is like 1965. Isn't the British invasion is happening, right? Is that like the peak of the British invasion?
It was, and it didn't really make it to Philadelphia. I remember somebody saying, oh, those Beatles, man, they sound like a Southern bar band. You know, it didn't really work because Philadelphia was the center of the universe. We had American Bandstand. We had all that Philadelphia music. They didn't want to let that shit go, man. They didn't want some British people coming in and taking their title away. So Philadelphia was very resistant to the Beatles. And also because of the nature of Philadelphia, it was also very R&B oriented. That was a major thing. So it wasn't until relatively late, I think, I started listening to the Beatles, and I went, oh, well, these guys are great. But it wasn't like...
they're kind of talented.
Yeah, it wasn't from the get-go.
I'm with you. Like, I always loved the Rolling Stones. I always loved Led Zeppelin. I couldn't get into the Beatles, and then there was just one song I'll never forget. It's that song. It's like, I woke up, got out of bed, ran a comb across my dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. And I was listening to that song one day and I go, man, this fucking song goes everywhere, huh? Yeah. Like it's in that little playful thing and then there's this orchestra type thing. And I was like, oh, I can recognize the insane talent that group had. And that kind of led to me liking them.
Yeah, and that was because of the difference between John Lennon and Paul McCartney. Instead of going in opposite directions, they decided to put it together. And that woke up out of bed is the Paul part. And then I heard the news today. Oh, boy, that's John Lennon. And so they stuck both guys together and they wrote 2 different songs and put them together in one. And then, of course, George Martin was involved.
Wow.
That's cool.
That is cool. And doesn't it, man, that really gets to the heart of something you've lived through for now 50 years, which is like that kind of partnership to me sounds like great potential for brilliance and probably untenable. like that kind of like, whatever your aptitude is or your willingness to compromise and work together and try to weave this thing together, I imagine it's exhausting and it can only go on for so long.
It can only go on in a dynamic way for so long. I do believe that.
Yeah. Thank God they made it work for so long.
Well, yeah, it's hard to do. I promise you.
Yeah, I'm going to get to that because like literally your partnership has lasted longer than 90% of marriages. I don't know.
We need tips.
Like you and I need tips.
Yeah, we really do.
Like when I was rereading about you this morning, I was like, man, you guys have been together for 50 years, you and John Oates. And Monica and I have been together for 3.5 years, and we have some success.
Work-wise.
Yeah, work-wise.
Work husband and wife.
Yeah, and it comes with just a whole tray of things you cannot foresee. And even 2 like nice people who like each other a lot, it gets complicated.
You never know what's going to happen. I mean, something can come out of the blue that completely throws it into another dimension.
Right?
You can't prepare for it or anything. It just happens.
You're right. And if you asked me a year ago, like, what do you think you and Monica will fight about in the upcoming year? I wouldn't be able to guess it correctly at all.
Yeah.
And then in reflection, really, that's what we spun out about, that thing?
Well, which is never about that thing.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
That's important. It's never about what it is. It's always about all these other things. That's just the tip of what it is. It's all this down there.
Yes.
That's what it's all about.
But isn't it maddening? Because when you're looking at the tip, you're damn certain it is that. Like, it's objectively, no, I disagree with this objective thing, and I'm going to die right here.
Well,
So did you guys just have great communication?
it goes both ways. Sometimes I think we exist because we have non-communication.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
You know what it is? It's like, it's people who are married and they have kids and their kids are fantastic and that's their life. And you go like, you know what? This thing is great and we got to preserve this. So whatever technique we got to come up with so that we can support these kids, we'll do it. And it's kind of like, yeah, you guys have this insanely successful, most successful of all time partnership. And you guys are probably both smart enough to go like, well, we should probably keep this thing going.
Yeah, I mean, I look at it, it's not like a marriage, it's more like being brothers. You know, your brother, you might not see your brother, he lives in Budapest or something. But when you get together at Christmas time, you go, hey man, what's going on? And it's all just kind of like that.
I just foresaw, though, some moment like 30 years from now on either of your deathbeds where you guys look at each other and you go, God damn, we've been there for each other for 70 years. And then some whole big scene breaks out with crying and hugging.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I hope that happens. Let's talk about, so you're in college and you're performing a cappella and you're crushing. And I was really excited to know that while you were at the Uptown Theater, you like met Smokey Robinson and the Temptations and
Yeah, well, what happened was we won that talent show, and then the prize was you got to make a single with Gamble and Huff. They were just rising stars at the time. So we did a couple of records with them, and they actually made the first one, especially made the charts in Philadelphia, did pretty well in the R&B charts in Philadelphia. And through doing that, we became sort of fixtures at the Uptown. We were like there all the time. We were backstage, we were in the audience, we were everywhere. And because it was such a family, people used to eat at neighbors' houses. It was all these stars would come into town and they would eat across the street at a grandma's house over there. And I used to go over there with them. I'd be sitting there with Smokey and one or two of the Temptations, and man, I can't even tell you. And we'd all be sitting around just eating. That was the world that it was.
What did you have your sights set on at that time? Because one thing I think is really cool about your story is both all these like peaks and valleys, the, oh my God, this is happening, no, it's not. Oh, this is happening, no, it's not. The perseverance is really, I think, a great story of yours. And then also, I think flexibility is a neat story of yours too. So I'm kind of curious, like in that moment when you were at Uptown all the time, who did you want to be? Who was the person?
Well, it was either Smokey or any one of the Temptations. That was my goal because they were the best. They were the greatest ones, and that's what I aspired to.
I've got the opportunity to talk to a few different white rappers and ask them, like, because there wasn't an example of the white Smokey Robinson, did you think that was going to stand in your way or like, oh, I need to readjust because that doesn't exist? Or did you think, oh, no, I'll just do what they do and then that'll happen to me? Or how did that figure into it?
There was a little bit of naivete, I think, and small townism. And Philadelphia was a very insular city, and it could work there. It was no big deal. And people actually used to call me White Smokey.
Yeah, I think, in fact, when I had breakfast with you, I said, what do you think about this term? Another thing people always called you was blue-eyed soul. You don't like that, right?
I don't like it because there's something underlying racist about it. People don't call people brown-eyed opera singers. You know what I mean? You're either an opera singer or you're a soul singer. You know what I mean?
I like that response. I think that's right.
I think it is right. I think it is right. But I guess, you know why I couldn't relate? Well, a couple of things. At that breakfast, I'm going to go back to the breakfast. I was praying you had been an addict of some kind, just because I'm such a fucking addict. I thought, oh, if he was an addict, like that's how I'll like link into this thing. And you just weren't. Disappointingly, you weren't. But an answer like that is so you, because for me, I want to be accepted by everybody, right? So if you're saying I'm blue-eyed soul, like I would love that because I just want to be
Liked by everyone, accepted by everyone.
Yes, liked by everyone. I want to be cool.
Yeah, see, I could not relate to that at all.
Yeah.
You're very healthy.
I know. That's why it was going to be a false history of Daryl Hall.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for more Armchair Expert, if you dare.
We are supported by Walden University. You know that feeling when you've been thinking about making a move, going after the degree, the promotion, the thing you keep telling yourself you'll get to someday? Walden University is built for that moment. For over 50 years, Walden has helped working professionals get the W, the knowledge, the skills, and the confidence to create real change in their careers and communities. Their programs are designed around your life, not the other way around. With Tempo Learning available in select programs, there are no rigid schedules or set weekly deadlines. You move at your own pace. And Walden's faculty aren't just academics. They're practitioners who bring real-world experience into everything they teach. From your first class to career coaching and beyond, Walden is your partner the whole way. Take the first step and learn at a pace that works for you. Visit waldenu.edu. Walden University. Set a course for change. Certified to operate by Chev. This episode is brought to you by the new Max original comedy series, Stuart Fails to Save the Universe. From the world and creators of The Big Bang Theory comes a new comedy series. Stuart Bloom, comic book store owner and lovable underdog, accidentally breaks a device built by Sheldon and Leonard and kicks off a full-blown multiverse Armageddon. Now, he's on a mission to put reality back together alongside his girlfriend Denise, a geologist named Bert, and physicist Barry Kripke. Along the way, they're running into alternate universe versions of characters you already know and love. Check out the new Max original comedy series, Stuart Fails to Save the Universe, now streaming exclusively on HBO Max with new episodes Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Subscription required. This episode is brought to you by SoFi, the all-in-one finance app where you can bank, borrow, and invest all in one place.
Let's talk bank accounts for a second. The average bank savings rate is 0.39% in interest. You're earning pennies on your savings, but it does not have to be that way.
With SoFi high-yield checking and savings, the money barely making moves sitting in your savings account can earn over 8 times the national average savings rate with eligible direct deposit.
No account or overdraft fees, which feels rare these days. You can get your paycheck up to 2 days early, perfect for getting ahead of a bill or grabbing what you need right when you need it.
Plus, get up to a $300 welcome bonus when you sign up with eligible direct deposit. Sign up for SoFi checking and savings at SoFi.com/armchair. SoFi checking and savings is offered through SoFi Bank N.A., member FDIC. Terms apply. This episode is brought to you by ServiceNow. Look, I have my dream job. I get to talk to folks I admire like crazy and ask them virtually any question that I want to. I can't imagine a better way to spend my time. But even dream jobs have some not so dreamy parts, the stuff that gets in the way of the actual work. Now, that's where ServiceNow's AI specialists come in. They don't just tell you what you should do about your busy work. They actually do it, start to finish. Cases closed, requests handled, no extra work for you. So you and your team can focus on what matters most, which for me is, are they obsessed with male bodies on the same level as I am?
They never are.
To learn how to put AI to work for people, visit servicenow.com. Okay, so in college, Monica, they're at a dance. Carfuffle breaks out.
Oh, you love that.
Daryl wants to get the fuck out of there. He gets into an elevator, and here's this cute gentleman. John Oates is in the elevator.
Wow. Oh, my God.
Is that apocryphal, or is that how you met?
That really is how we met. He had his band, and he was promoting his record, his single. I was promoting that Gamble and Huff single I was talking about. Howard Tate was there. I remember that. He was in the dressing room with us. And all this shit was going down. The 5 stair steps were there. And suddenly, like in the middle of something, somebody whipped somebody with a chain. Or, I don't even know. Some bullshit happened. And then the whole place broke out in total chaos. And I said, okay, show's over. And I got in the elevator, and Oates got in the elevator, and I said, we didn't get to play. And he goes, yeah. And then we began talking, and he was freshman at Temple. I was a freshman at Temple. I said, okay, well, then we like the same kind of music. Let's hang out together. And you know how kids are. We were 18 years old, and our parents lived in the suburbs, so we started sharing apartments together in Philadelphia. Yeah.
What was the beginning of that friendship like? Well, first of all, was the connective tissue of all your relationships music at that point?
Yes and no. I mean, it's hard to say, man. It was a long time ago.
It sounds like you were pretty single-minded, though, about music. From the outside, it seems like that was your fucking life. You're majoring in it. You're in every band.
That consumed my life, yes. And John and I weren't always doing the same thing at the same time. He had a band with Frank Stallone.
Really? Oh, my God. Made famous in Barfly, the movie. What did Frank play?
Frank was the singer and the guitar player.
No shit.
Yeah, the band was called Valentine.
Oh, wow.
So anyway, John was doing that. I was so busy that we shared an apartment, but we hardly even saw each other. And and then it kind of went on like that all through school. And then John went to Europe, and I wound up moving in with a girl that became my wife temporarily, and that was in Philadelphia as well. And then he moved. Then he moved in with us, and the three of us lived together. And that's sort of how Hall Oates started.
Yeah, so I think for me, maybe the most fascinating stretch of your life is between 68 and 72. So if I understand it correctly, you've made enough of a name for yourself in Philadelphia that you're doing session work, you're recording, you're doing all the things, and you're out of college now.
Yeah.
And I wonder what level of anxiety, to me, that's the period where you commit to either being you or not. I could see where that period would have broke you. As you said, you got married really young, then you got divorced. You could have found yourself with a job at this point.
Absolutely. But except that I jumped right in with both feet. I got involved with the sound world, and people that don't know what that is, that was the main recording studio where everything got made back in those days. And I was hanging out with those people. I was playing keyboards. I was soaking things up like a sponge. I was writing songs, doing all that kind of thing, and getting a pittance of money of doing it. And I worked at a discount drugstore on Skid Row in Philly. And one of my jobs was throwing bums out on the street on Christmas Eve.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That's Dax's dream retirement. He wants to work at a 7-Eleven and do that.
Just be a bouncer.
I promise
basically.
you don't want to do that.
Yeah, thanks for reiterating that.
I spend all my free time, Daryl, at this one 7-Eleven in Hollywood because it is hot. There is shit going on 24/7. I love this 7-Eleven. There's always activity. But you get signed in 73, you and John, to Atlantic.
Yeah.
Here's one of the stories I'm talking about. So everyone knows She's Gone. She's gone, she's gone.
Oh, yeah.
And what a song. You first released that in 73, and it's it does okay, right?
Yeah, it did okay. That's the best word I could use. But then I'll probably finish your thought. Then this R&B group called Tavares cut it, and it became I think, #1 R&B song. And that was kind of frustrating.
Yeah, I can't really imagine, to put it in my own vernacular, it's I make a movie, it does okay, and someone does shot for fucking shot the same movie and dialogue, and it's a huge hit. It would kind of crush me. What was I the element that kept that from being great?
It was a little disconcerting. So, yeah. But we kicked around for a couple of years. The road has always saved us. In that period of time, we just went on the road. We opened for so many people. I can't even tell you. We opened for everybody.
You opened for David Bowie, right?
We opened for David Bowie. We opened for Stevie Wonder. We opened for Billy Paul. We opened for the Bee Gees. We opened.
Oh, wow. Hey, did you watch that documentary that just was out?
No, but I lived that documentary. I know the Bee Gees, or knew the Bee Gees very well. We did a long tour with the Bee Gees.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And still didn't become an addict. That's impossible.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, that was really our time. That's what saved us, or supported us. And then Sarah Smile came along. That's a whole different world.
Yeah, so in 73, you do She's Gone. It does okay. And then you end up doing 3 albums at Atlantic, and then they drop you. And then you're really quickly, I think, signed to RCA. But when they dropped you, again, to me, this is a moment 68 to 72, where's your head at when you're oh, fuck, I had my big shot. That song almost got there. Fuck.
It didn't really work like that because Atlantic It's like they reluctantly let us go. And my manager at the time, Tommy Mottola, he kind of orchestrated it. He got what he thought was going to be a better deal for us at RCA. So he pulled us out of Atlantic and we went to RCA. It wasn't we got dropped.
Oh, okay.
We did get dropped, but they didn't say, get the fuck out of here. You know? It was,
Yeah.
Emotionally, it wasn't the same.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
I'm still friends with some of those people from Atlantic.
No kidding. Really quick, just because Tommy Mottola, I don't know much about him other than like Mariah Carey. Like, what was his signature recipe? Why was he such a titan in that period?
He was relentless. He was connected. He knew the New York music business. He hooked us up with good lawyers and befriended record executives. What can I say? The music business is organized crime.
I was going to say it was kind of gangstery back then, huh?
Never make a mistake that it's not. It is organized crime. The victims are the musicians. And I'm not saying Tommy Mottola was involved in, quote, organized crime. I'm not saying that. But the business is organized crime.
Yeah. Why does it have that history? Like, what was it about that industry that allowed that to run that way?
It's an industry that's always been founded on exploitation. Exploitation. You take some dumb guy playing a guitar on the street corner and you get him to play into a recording machine or a tape recorder, and then you sell it and you give him a penny and you keep $1.
Right. Yeah, I guess the sad part about it is you're preying on people's hunger. You're getting people in this very vulnerable position where it's like, God, am I going to be able to do this for a living? And I'll pretty much do anything to be able to do this for a living. It doesn't work that way for accountants. It's not like they can just go interview somewhere else.
In the musician's case, I think it's more of just, we want to get heard. And there's a lot of naivete and a lot of say, okay, yeah, man, you want to give me some money? Okay. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like your first contract, you've never negotiated a record deal before this. So it's like you have no life skills that are really set you up to do good in that situation.
I made all the mistakes that you can possibly make, and I'm still paying for it. I will always pay for it, because if you don't pay attention to your publishing, boy, are you in trouble. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so from 70, I don't know, I guess 76 on, then it's really kind of this incredible run. Just to mention, She's Gone, they re-release in 76.
I was going to say.
And then it goes to number 7.
Yeah, well, what happened was Sarah Smile became an R&B hit in all the soul stations, and then it crossed over to pop and became a giant hit in all stations. It was a third single that we had released. We were in Germany working. We were playing a tour, a European tour, and somebody said, some R&B station in Akron, Ohio, or somewhere like that is playing the shit out of your song, and now it's getting picked up by all the R&B stations. And we're like, what? Okay, all good. So that happened, and then suddenly everything changed. And then Atlantic, in their wisdom, said, why don't we release She's Gone? Because nobody ever really heard it. And that became a hit as well.
So in my mind, I don't know that you'll like this or not, but here it comes. I would put you in this category for me in my head with Steely Dan, which is, what the fuck was Steely Dan? Like, it was a jazz band, but it was rock, but it was rhythm and blues a little bit. Like, there was all this wonderful stuff going on. The musicianship was like, you couldn't question it. It was just fucking top notch. But it became its own kind of genre. And I would say similarly, Hall Oates was its own genre. I wonder if some of the reason like She's Gone didn't take off, but then it did, is like you just were like maybe 5 years too early, and people needed to be primed a little bit for this new thing you guys were doing.
Yeah, I think that I've been out of time a lot in my life, usually ahead of time. Luckily, I like to say I've been ahead of my time. But it's funny, we were called by a lot of people East Coast Steely Dan.
Oh, really?
Even though they're East Coast people, but they made their bones in the West Coast. And I agree with you that we, like them, who I totally respect, we're hard. Hall Oates is hard to categorize. It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, I know what I do. I'm a soul singer. That's a little easier to figure out. But the body of work is hard to categorize.
Yeah, man. It's interesting that you could be being true to the voice in your own head, Daryl, and it could find itself into all these different songs. But you could see the very consistent through line to all that.
Yeah. I think one of the things that I finally landed on, and the success of it, was Live from Daryl's House, which is that because I have such a large language skills in so many different genres that I can do that and participate in an authentic and proper way in anybody's music, which I've proven over the years with Live from Daryl's House. To me, that's the ultimate thing I ever did, because it's the real manifestation of what I consider to be my talents of being able to do all these different kinds of things.
Yeah. Yeah, you're like a painter who can do an impressionist thing, then you do a cubist thing. Yeah, it's really, really fascinating.
I can own it all. I'm not just visiting those things.
Yes. So I'm a huge fan of Live from Daryl's House in Monica. So I don't know if you've ever seen it, but Daryl has this awesome, I guess it's in a barn, right? You have a barn at your place in New York?
I have a club now, but I made the club look like the barn, so you can't.
Okay. But he had a barn, and he invites all these different musicians. And I'm talking from the whole gamut.
Was it a show?
It's a show, yes, and you watch it. But the one that got me, and I want to know about this connection you guys have, is Chromeo, which I didn't even know Chromeo before watching that. And there's such a different group. They're an electronic group.
Oh.
And I want to say is the history that they used to do one of your songs and you kind of got hip to that.
Yeah, they used to do No Can Do.
No Can Do.
Yeah.
So I think they were like, oh, here's our spin on Hall Oates.
Yeah.
And then Daryl got hip to that. And then they come on Live at Daryl's House. And he plays their music, they play his music.
Oh my God.
And it's
how cool.
It's so outside of the envelope of Hall & Oates.
Oh, well, completely. That's Daryl. It's not Hall & Oates. It's something.
Right. It's incredible. It's like the synthesization of these dramatically different mediums and it all working in this way. And yes, the only thing that could connect it is the math of music. Like you guys both know the math of music and somehow that's where you meet.
Yeah, that's about right. You got it.
Okay, so now I want to go through this ride in the 80s because it's fucking bonkers. And I'm going to sing every one of these songs. You ready?
Oh, boy.
This is in order.
Every time we have a musician on, Dax has to sing.
Yeah, and I'm a terrible singer, as you already heard. But just so people know, because maybe some people wouldn't know by the titles. Okay, you ready? Kiss is on my list. Your kiss is on my list because your kiss is on my list. Private eyes, I'm watching you. I can't go for that. No, no can do. I can go. Then man eater. Oh, here she comes.
I know.
Watch out, Monica. She'll chew you up. Man eater, out of touch. 6 number ones. Is it interesting to you that Sarah's Smile wasn't ever a number one? Like, isn't that your Pulp Fiction? Would you say?
No.
I love how disagreeable you are. These are my favorite interviews when you're like, no, that's not right. No, you don't have that correct.
The biggest songs I had were not necessarily number one. I don't look at chart positions as anything. Chart positions is how much money you want to give the fucking program director. That's got nothing to do with anything. Sarah Smile is one of the most important songs. Sarah Smile is my yesterday. That's the best way I can put it.
Yeah.
Wait for Me was never even a hit. And Wait for Me is one of the biggest songs that audiences like.
Yeah.
You Make My Dreams was never released in Europe or UK, ever.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You know, I got to hit you with 2 of my favorite songs, and I feel like they were the most you ever bent, which is Method of Modern Love. It's a method of modern love. I feel like that's the closest you got to New Wave, which I loved in that period. Like, New Wave was my shit.
I don't think that song is New Wave, but wow, okay.
I want to say, like, because maybe there's something about the synths in it are a little like...
Well, the production, I see what you're saying. Yeah, production-wise, I can understand what you mean.
Like, MEOTA,
I get it. Okay.
It just had like a bit of an 80s new wave thing that, I mean, I don't know. I think it crushed.
You're making me think. Okay, cool.
And then Family Man.
I didn't write that song. That was written by, of all people, Mike Oldfield of the Tubular Bells fame. You know who Mike Oldfield?
No.
He was known as an instrumentalist, and he wrote that song, and it was a real anomaly on his record, and nobody even knew about it. It was totally obscure. Someone who was working with me at the time told me about the song and played it for me, and I said, well, why don't we cut it? So that's how that happened. It's one of the few covers I've ever done.
Yeah. Did you have like some kind of guiding principle about what, like the songs that were written, you wrote almost all of them. And then in some cases like this, Family Man, that comes about. And then sometimes you co-wrote, I know you wrote like Sarah's about Sarah Allen and you wrote with her and her sister at times. Were you just open? Like where was your ego and all that? Or what did you decide would be like the method by which you guys would write songs?
Well, with Sarah and with John to some degree, it was a sounding board situation where I'd say, do you like this? And they go, yeah. And I say, okay. And they, why don't you say this? Or did it? It was that kind of thing where I would use them a lot as sounding boards, especially Sarah, because she's a great lyricist. But she was there. She was my girlfriend, so she was there. Jana, her sister, was more of a musician, and we did write songs together musically as well. The first song that we ever wrote together She was only 20 years old, and we wrote Kiss on My List together. We just sat down and wrote it. And she came up with a good part of that song. What you hear, the finished product, was just a demo. It was a 4-track demo.
No kidding.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's kind of wild.
Cool. What I find amazing, I mean, I'm 33 and I know all of these songs very well. Like, this music has transcended all the generations. And maybe that's because it becomes so personal to people that they pass it down, and then that becomes personal and they pass it down. But it's one of the only, I think, bands that has done that for me.
Yeah, someone who's not like a music historian. It's not that that wasn't
Exactly.
your jam, but somehow this broke through.
Yeah.
Some songs can nail something in a way it's like, well, that's the feeling. That they captured that feeling, and it probably won't be said more eloquently than Sarah Smile.
That's an amazing thing to say. And I see why you picked Sarah Smile, because that is about as direct as a song can be. Every word in that song is real. And it's in its simplicity and directness. You couldn't say it any better than what I think.
Yeah.
The whole thing is all distilled.
And that's a song I should be sick of, by the way.
Well, I should be sick of it.
Well, I'm sure you are. I'm still not.
Actually, I'm not sick of it. That's the crazy
You're
part.
not.
No, I'm not
You're
sick
not.
of it. I still mean it when I sing that song.
God damn. Yeah, there's something about that fucking song, Daryl, that you can't hear it too many times. Yeah, it's really, it's not enough to say it's an amazing song. It's just really something else. What I'm curious about is what it appears to me from the outside was, I remember in the 80s at the apex of Hall Oates, John started racing cars, which, by the way, he was a fucking good race car driver. Like, he actually drove in the Trans Am. I remember going as a kid to the Detroit Grand Prix, and fucking John Oates was racing in it. And they don't just let you because you're John Oates, right? He was a good driver.
No, he was the real thing.
Yeah. And when you have a partnership with somebody, what becomes obvious is, like, he had a bunch of other interests, I'm sure. And you were just, I don't think you ever left the bubble of music. I think that's what you are interested in. I know you restore houses and stuff. And you do have other interests, but I think, like, what seems obvious to me is you wanted to do it probably 10 hours a day, and your partner probably had other interests. And I just think that's an interesting dynamic. If you're both getting the same rewards and you're both going out on stage and all that's happening, that to me seems like something I would end up getting resentful about. But maybe you were peaceful, because I'm wrong about everything. So maybe you were like, I'm glad he's distracted with that. I can go do this thing and we can get together and perform.
Are you saying, was I resentful?
Yeah. Did you feel like, wait, you're not doing this as seriously as I am?
Oh, no, it's sort of the opposite.
Oh, okay, great.
I think if there's any resentment, unfortunately, it's probably from John.
Right. Similarly, I was reading the Keith Richards biography, and I love the public animosity they have towards each other. I find it so entertaining. Like, somehow they both shit on each other nonstop, but then they've been in the Rolling Stones for 60 years. I don't know. It's great. But Keith really takes a chapter to talk about what an amazing harmonica player Mick Jagger is, which I don't think comes easy to him. So what I walked away with was like, he must be a really fucking good harmonica player for Keith Richards to go on that long about how good he is.
Well, those guys, again, to come back to me and John, I think there's a lot of similarity in their relationship. I really do. They've known each other about the same length of time.
Yeah.
I think they can get nasty with each other or have problems, but they see things in each other that other people might not see because they know each other so well. And that allows them, by the way, to fight and do all those things that they do. Yeah.
Let me make an analogy. You don't have the best sex necessarily with the person you get along with the best. Sometimes two people who cannot get along for more than 2 hours, when they fuck, there's a symphony that happens. And then maybe they shouldn't go have lunch afterwards. You're uneasy with this analogy.
It always has to go there.
It's so true that I don't even know what to say. You're exactly right.
Some people make beautiful love and they just can't hang.
Well, I do want to say something real quick about the resentment. I think the reason that question doesn't apply is because you don't have the thing where you care about what people perceive of you. So if you did, maybe that would come into play where you're like, well, I'm not getting the credit, whatever. But you don't seem to care what people think.
I want to be respected. That's what I care about. That's all I care about. I don't want people to fall over themselves over me or anything, that kind of thing. I just want to be able to do my job. That's the extent of it.
Can I ask, in that vein, what are like two compliments you've gotten where your just head spun?
Well, one sticks in my mind because I don't usually retain these things. I was backstage with Paul McCartney one time, and he said to me, I wish I had written a song as good as Every Time You Go Away.
Yes.
That's
See, that's,
amazing.
yeah.
I didn't even know what to say. I was so gobsmacked. That's Paul McCartney saying that to me.
Yeah, that's bonkers.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for more Armchair Expert, if you dare.
Being a serious business owner takes hard work, patience, and a drive to keep moving forward. So it's important to find a serious business card that goes the extra mile. With the Venture X business card from Capital One, you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase. And with big purchasing power, you can spend more and earn more. This is your sign to take your business to the next level. The Capital One Venture X business card. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Living your best life means being extra where it counts and skipping the extra where you don't need it. Like in your cleaning products. That's where Seventh Generation comes in. Their bio-based cleaning power delivers a powerful clean with nothing extra in the bottle. Need a dish soap that cuts through the tough grease? A detergent that tackles the worst stains and odors? Seventh Generation handles it all without any dyes or artificial fragrances. Real clean doesn't have to come with a long list of add-ons. Upgrade to a powerful clean without anything extra. Look for Seventh Generation dish soap and laundry detergent wherever you shop for your cleaning products.
Being a serious business owner takes hard work, patience, and a drive to keep moving forward. So it's important to find a serious business card that goes the extra mile. With the Venture X business card from Capital One, you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase. And with big purchasing power, you can spend more and earn more. This is your sign to take your business to the next level. The Capital One Venture X business card. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Okay, so I want people to check out Live from Daryl's House. It's so fun to watch because it's almost like you call together a basketball player, a baseball player, and a football player, and you're like, and we're going to play rugby today. Like, here's these people that maybe wouldn't fit in your mind immediately, and then we're going to, and you get to see you guys iron it out, which is really awesome. You get to see how that comes together, how you guys meet on this middle ground of whatever shared knowledge you have.
Right.
And it's just a really fascinating real-time evolution you get to witness. It's really fun.
I get so exhausted after one of those shows, it takes me 2 days to get over it. Because you cannot, for 1 second, stop thinking about what's going on in the moment. And we do minimum editing. I mean, we obviously have to edit, but you just don't know what's going to happen. Anything can happen.
Yeah. I don't want their name, but I do want to know, have you invited someone there who you're like, oh yeah, they're down, they can hang, and they got there and you're like, ooh, okay, they've been really well produced or something is askew. Or do those people know not to even come?
You mean they're not as good as you think they're going to be?
Yes, they ran out of talent like midway through. You're like, oh, okay, I had seen the best of them. And I don't want to name. I just want to know if that's happened.
I'm seriously thinking about it. I can't think of any artist that I could say that about that came on the show. They all step up. Nobody disappoints me because my mind is flexible about it anyway. A lot of them are nervous as shit, man. Even veterans. In fact, I find the veterans to be the most difficult because they're so set in their ways and used to playing their song. Then I go like, well, no. I did this one time with one artist. I said, no, this isn't your show. This is my show. This is Daryl Hall. This is, it's got to be that way because that's the way we want to play it. That's one of the many interesting parts. I find that weird thing that happens when you have somebody who just is coming up and had their first record or whatever, or is just trying to have their first record. Because I have had a lot of people on that are really unknown. And they're like really so eager to go, man, and like trying their best. And it's a great feeling. It really is a great feeling.
But you point out something I don't think I've ever thought about, which is when you're a really successful band and you're touring and you're playing your same 20 songs in some different order, you, in some weird way, you could kind of get worse as a musician just because you're not breaking out of it at all.
The worst thing you can do, and there are so many bands that do this, they just play the songs by rote. They're used to playing them that way. Again, I've had people on who are veterans that just really have a hard time playing the songs differently than they've played it for 40 years or whatever.
Yeah, there's so much muscle memory they got to kind of break out of.
They can't relate to it because you have your arrangements and all that. And we try and change things up on stage. I do with John and the band. We try and evolve. We evolve as tours go on and the songs morph. And they do different things, and they keep us interested, and they keep the audience interested. But if you fall into ruts, man, it's like anything in life. If you fall in a rut, you're fucked.
Yeah. Okay, I need you to tell people really quick, if there's a really quick version of it. I did not know the severity of Lyme disease before I talked to you, how completely disruptive this can be to your entire life. Like, you got Lyme disease, right? It's a tick on a deer, right? It's a deer tick, gets it from the deer and gives it to you.
It is a deer tick, and that tick can have, and usually does have, a lot of different diseases within its saliva or whatever.
Yeah.
And so it's amazing that it isn't a bigger deal than it is. There's still people that say it's an easy thing to get rid of and, all that kind of nonsense. But it's a really, really a bad, debilitating disease that will affect you for life. There's no cure.
Right, and it has this never-ending power of not dissipating, which in itself is its own mental struggle, right?
It comes on in the most insidious and strange ways. 3 days ago, if I was sitting here right now, I would be going, I don't really feel very good because I had a fever. And every time it happens to me, I think I was bit again because I was bit again. I actually was bit again last year. But you have this ongoing, you never know when it's going to come. It can be anything from stiffness. 2 days ago, my skin felt like there was like itching underneath my skin. I had a fever. My heart beats funny, it skips beats and things like that. I mean, everybody has different. Some people get really bad headaches. They get mental fog, arthritic feelings. I sometimes get twitches. That's how I first found it. I mean, my hand started going like that.
Oh my God, how scary for you.
Well, I was tested for Parkinson's because of it. But all this is fucking Lyme disease. And when I say Lyme disease, that's the entire gamut of diseases. Lyme disease is Borrelia. It's only one disease. There's Ehrlichia and Rocky Mountain spotted fever, and there's so many of them. There's about 10 of them now at least. And one of them that's around here in the Northeast where I am is called Powasset. It can kill you. People die from it. It's a really, really serious thing, and it needs funding and research and a cure. It really does.
Well, what's funny is that's the other big thing I remember about our breakfast together, because you and I ordered in a specific way, and then I said, oh yeah, I have psoriatic arthritis, which is an autoimmune disease, and Lyme's disease, it virtually turns into an autoimmune disease, right?
Yeah, different things to different people, but yes.
Yeah, so you and I are both eating a very specific way at this breakfast, and I'm like, why are you eating so specifically? And you're like, oh, I found out that, if I eat this way, it generally will downsize the effects of the Lyme's disease.
Yeah.
And so I wonder if you get into this circus. So because I have this psoriatic arthritis, there's the diet portion, right? So I can be religious about that. And of course I fuck up all the time because I'm a human and I need convenience and I'm tired and I'm angry and I don't care if my joints hurt, so I do it. But then there are times I'm doing it perfectly. And then I have a fucking flare up, right? And then this racket in my head starts up. Like, what did I do wrong? What have I done wrong? Is it that I got too stressed? I found that also will trigger it. Am I not managing my stress? So what it sets you on is this path. I don't know about for you, but for me, it's like this never-ending evaluation of how I have fucked up, and now I deserve this.
You hit it on the head, man. You're constantly aware of what you have to do to make sure that everything is cool. And if you're a road musician, so much depends on you feeling at the top of your game every day, every time you're on stage. It's a constant terror. Like I said, 2 days ago, I went, oh, fuck, did I just get bit again? I got to go out on the road on Saturday. I got to start rehearsals. Am I going to be fucked up again?
Yeah.
Here I am. But then it went away. Thank God the flare went away. And I'm like, okay. But it's a constant battle like that.
Yeah, and you kind of live in there's just a vague threat at all times. Like for me, is my whole face going to peel off? Which happens for no reason. I just start flaking everywhere. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, I got to film in 2 days. I hope this is over. There's nothing I can do. I have to be patient. And then just beat myself up that I maybe had too much nicotine. Maybe that's the I don't fucking know. But it's kind of exhausting.
It is exhausting. But hey, it's life. Other people have
Yeah.
problems, their own versions of these things. It is exhausting.
I agree, though. But have you had this thought? Like, one part that's nice about it potentially is because you have to live this certain way to prevent it from flaring up, it might ultimately, all those things might be great for your longevity.
Possibly. No, I have good genes. Like I said, my mother's 98 years old. But yeah, what it does, for whatever reasons, I don't know if I always was a regulated person, but it made me more regulated.
Yeah. Now, you're going out on the road. You guys are going on tour. You start in August, right? You're going to play Philly. Is that where you kick it off?
No, Philly's, I think, the third gig. We're doing Boston first.
Oh, okay. Boston first. And then I know you're going to be at the Bowl in October.
Yeah.
I want to go.
And so will you invite Monica right now?
I'm assuming you're both going to come, right? Yes. Yes, you are invited, of course.
We're going to come through decades of touring, playing virtually every single place. Do you have a handful that like you love to? I'm assuming, and maybe it's just because I live here, but the Bowl's a special place. I've been to shows all over the country. The Bowl's pretty special, right? The Hollywood Bowl?
Yeah, the Bowl is really good. It's a beautiful room, first of all. And
Right.
And it's always great when we play there. So
What are a couple others around the country you love? Have you ever played Red Rock?
yes, Red Rocks is beautiful. It's really nice.
What do you do on the road? Have you figured out, over the years, have you figured out how to make the time on the road worthwhile and not just about the show?
Yeah, it's sort of like the Army, hurry up and wait.
Yeah.
I have a routine on show days. I am so in my hibernating stage. I'm a reader, and I sit in bed and read all day. And,
Oh, wow.
And that's really what I do. And then at a certain point, I start gearing my brain up a little bit more and more and more. So it's sort of this crescendo. So when I hit the stage, I'm 100% there. I go from nothing to that. That's every show day.
Have you gotten better over the years at shutting it down at night?
Yeah, it is a really strange feeling to go from that to that. And I figured it out. I don't know how to tell you, but I figured out how to quickly wind myself down. I have a couple bourbons and then I'm in my room, just like you're saying.
Yeah. No wonder addiction's so prevalent with musicians because it's like 100% love intake, validation, doing the thing you're great at, then in a hotel by yourself, a little bit bored, confused, all these things like drugs can prolong that feeling from the stage.
Well,
like
yeah.
they're good at that, if nothing else.
Yeah, I know. Well, age is a benefit in this case because I couldn't do it if I wanted to do it, man.
Do you ever sit around and imagine yourself trying to launch the career you had in 2021? Like how insanely different the landscape is and the business and all these things. And back to the earlier part of the conversation, like you would have to be on Instagram. That is a component I don't think you could not do at this point. Do you kind of have like gratitude that you had your career in the phase you had it?
It's so different. It's got good and bad. What I went through was having to please a very small group of people and kiss their asses and do anything that I could do to let them allow me to progress in my career. And I'm talking about everything from half-assed rock writers to program directors to no talent record executives and crooked lawyers. I mean, you name it. But there aren't that many of them, right? Now, there are thousands and thousands of people, them and also good people. So in some ways, you have more alternatives to getting through things than you did back in those days where you had to follow a very proscribed set of rules in order to do anything. And that even included your music, the kind of music you would make.
That's true.
They only allow you to make a certain kind of music. I don't miss those days. I really don't. I think that I would have prevailed now. I would have had to think about it more, and I would have found my little places to do it and my little paths. When I hit one wall, you go to another wall and all that. But out of all that, I'm a live musician, and you got to be a live musician. If you're a live musician and you're good, something's going to happen for you if you keep your brains together and make the right decisions.
Yeah, you're right. I guess in some ways there's like increased freedom, but the business model, and even more to your point about you have to be a live musician. If you want to make a living, you certainly have to be a live musician.
It also depends on what kind of musician you want to be. To me, pop music is just another form of music today. If you want to be Taylor Swift, you have to do something completely different than if you want to be, say, my stepson who has a band in London. It's different, but you have different expectations. But that doesn't mean you can't make a lot of money and have a successful career in all these different ways.
Is there anyone right now that's out right now that has your interest that you're kind of enamored with?
I don't know, man. I don't like to name names. I hear people all the time. I hear new people. I like what Anderson .Paak and Bruno Mars just did. I love that shit. I mean, that's
So good.
that's me, man. That's Philadelphia all the way.
Yes.
They might as well be doing, well, they do steps. What am I saying? That's late 60s, early 70s R&B music. And I love that.
I just throw one out. If you don't like him, I'll just cut it out. But Leon Bridges?
Love him. He's great.
Yeah.
Love him. Absolutely love him.
Anderson .Paak and Leon Bridges, to me, have a throwback level of soul, like they got transported here or something.
Yeah. I mean, that's my music. That's what I grew up with. That's my baby food. And when I see somebody doing it in a new generation and doing it so well, but taking it to another little place, that's got my vote all the way.
Yeah. Well, Daryl, it's been just an honor to get to know you a little bit personally. And I never made that show, but the best thing that came out of it is you and I had breakfast. So it was kind of the whole endeavor was worth it to me. And I've got to come see you, I don't know, a handful of times now and get to shake your hand after the show. And it's always a great pleasure. And Monica and I will come most certainly to the bowl.
Absolutely. I can't
Well,
wait.
yeah, definitely be there, man. I'll see you. What is going to be the backstage protocol by then? I don't know. But we'll figure something out.
I'll be nude, but in a hazmat suit. So it's kind of a mix of both things.
There you go, man.
I hope there's no stumbling blocks getting back out on the road for you guys.
It's a worry, I promise you. Anything can happen.
Yeah. Did you almost lose your mind not playing live for a year and a half?
I went into some weird hibernation mode. I didn't write any songs. I hardly even played the guitar. I hardly played the piano. I just went dark. I went dark.
Yeah.
It was a wild ride.
Yeah.
You just when you think you have some playbook how to deal with anything at a certain age, and you're like, oh, yeah, no fucking playbook. I don't know. Sit in this house for a year and a half? I don't know.
No idea how to play that playbook.
Oh, such a pleasure, man. Can't wait to see you out in L.A. and great luck on the tour. And for anyone who's not seen Hall Oates live, man, you gotta go. Just the musicianship is unparalleled. It's so great.
Oh, thanks, man. Well, we'll be out there.
All right.
Bye.
Great seeing you, Daryl.
Bye-bye.
And now my favorite part of the show, the fact check with my soulmate, Monica Padman.
Hello.
Hey, delicious salad that you got us
Thanks.
just now.
I was stressed out because they were make your owns. So I made my own and then I made yours. But that is a risky thing, making someone a salad.
I agree with you. Like, it's not nearly as risky in a sandwich for whatever reason. You can satisfy someone with something basic and simple.
True.
You got to take some big swings on a salad for it to be good.
Yeah, exactly. And there's so many dressing options. And I got you your dressing and then later I felt nervous because you know what the dressing was?
Garlic?
Champagne vinaigrette.
Oh,
But I know there's no alcohol in
yeah.
it.
I can have a ton of champagne vinaigrette.
But I got scared. Like,
You
what
did.
if there are traces? And then he goes off the rails tonight.
Man, I took one bite of the salad and stood up like a werewolf. And ran
Exactly.
out the door.
Exactly. But yeah, it was scary. For you, I thought about you. I
Yeah.
thought about your needs. I got you steak in there.
Oh, man. Yeah, you did. That was a great call. I don't even know that I would have done that for myself. And boy, did I like that. Was a great part.
Crispy shallot.
Oh, I love a shallot.
Tomato, which I actually was like, does he?
Love tomatoes.
Okay. Well, I know you love them, but on a salad, I was thinking about salads is some people don't like them raw. Some people don't like them on salad.
Yeah. People do. They do complain about the tomato.
Yeah, but I love a tomato.
Yeah, me too. In the old days when I'd make a salad in my apartment, it would be iceberg lettuce
Okay.
and a whole red house or hot house tomato,
Oh, okay.
smothering the iceberg, and then blue cheese dressing. Glug, 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 glug. And that's what I love tomatoes on a salad.
I got you blue cheese. That just reminded me.
Oh, man.
Blue cheese crumbles.
Boom. Yeah, you bullseyed it.
Mine was much different.
What was yours? Build it, as Jess would say.
Okay. Mixed greens. Red bell pepper. Crispy shallot.
Oh.
Chicken.
Bark, bark.
Cheddar cheese. Cucumber. Tomato, obviously. And a sriracha ranch.
Oh, wow. So why did you not think I would want the Sriracha Ranch?
Well, I thought you were trying to be healthy or something, and ranch is not the healthiest.
Oh, I paid no price to get less calories because that dressing was phenomenal.
Good. All right. Well, that was our lunch talk.
I was afraid to say calories like it's a trigger word. Like I just blew through the word calories, and I literally thought, is that a
Trigger.
for people? Probably not. But
I mean, it's a real thing, calories. They're a
yeah, it's a measure. Yeah,
ranch is
More
not
caloric.
healthy.
it's more. There's more sugar. There's more
Exactly.
calories. There's probably more fat.
I think I would say it's more unhealthy because of the fat and the sugar,
Yeah,
the dairy
the dairy.
element, as opposed to the vinaigrettes.
Yeah, I agree.
Not even having anything to do with calories.
You're right.
Thank you.
But anyways, it didn't.
No sacrifice.
No sacrifice. Not even 4%. That was
so
a
happy.
beautiful dressing. Yeah.
I'm going to get that next time. So I got some rough news today.
Oh my God. It's the kind of news I don't know that I could accept, to be honest,
So I had a meeting with my architect,
which is awesome.
which is my second architect, by the way. I had other architects, and
This is so fancy that you have an architect. I just want to say.
what do you mean? You have an architect?
I know. It's so fancy, isn't it?
I guess. Now I feel self-conscious.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Do you have an architect, Rob?
I have an awful architect.
Okay, but see, okay.
I never had one, though, until this house. This right here.
Yeah.
Like, I never had one at the old
You
house.
don't need one until your house requires one.
Well, that's true. Well, some people, yeah.
If I moved into a house that was turnkey, I don't need an architect. It's because
No.
I'm doing I bought
Big
a shitty
renovation.
house that needs a ton of renovation.
Yeah.
So I had two architects, and they were very old school.
The first ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were, I'll just be, because I won't say their names, so it's fine. They were really arrogant men and were very mean to my design team. Now that
Okay.
makes me a little bit fancy that I have a design team.
Not even a designer.
No, a
team.
designer.
Yeah,
But there's,
yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
I'm
they got
giving
a
credit
team.
to all the people there.
Okay,
it's not
great.
just one person.
Yeah.
And she is phenomenal. She is so good. I will shout her out. Amy Kehoe
Right.
of Nikki Kehoe. If anyone wants to have like an orgasm over design, if you go to the Nikki Kehoe Instagram, you're dead. She's truly one of the best. I can't believe I get to have her eyes on my project. I feel so lucky. And they were treating her,
Like dismissively, condescendingly.
all of it.
Oh, wow. The whole
Yes.
buffet of.
I was like, how the fuck do you think you can talk to her like that? I was so upset.
This could be a double whammy, though.
Okay.
Just to give these old timers. I'm picturing the guys in the Muppets that sat in the upper section that were your architects, by the way. Truly. But I do think there's an additional element, which is I think architects hate designers.
They do.
Yeah. Just like they're cats and dogs, I think, because the architect's like, hey, you should have gone to school and fucking became an architect. And instead of telling me what you want done architecturally, I think that's the riff.
Yeah, it's their ego. It's the architect's ego.
Absolutely. But I think they're coming from a place of they know structurally, they went and studied and designed and earned the right to say what could go where and how.
They do have that right, but they don't have the right to tell me that looks good. The designer tells me that looks good, and the architect tells me, yes, we can do that, no, we can't.
Right.
But this idea that the architect can come in and design it for me, no, thank you. You're two old men. I don't have the same aesthetic as you.
Right.
Anywho, I had to fire them, okay?
The old timers from the balcony?
Yes. Then I got a new architect, and I did it the right way. I asked my designer, who do you like working with? Who do you recommend? And then she's working on another project with this one architect, and his name is Bill. And Bill is incredible. I love Bill.
Yeah,
This is going great with Bill. But Bill dropped some news on me today that I'm not crazy about.
Truth bombs?
That I'm not going to be in that house for another 2 years.
Oh. I mean, Here's the thing. I have to say it out loud. 2 years means 3 years.
No, I really don't. I know what you are saying, but I think the reason that number is what it is because he really is being realistic with me. Because he's saying he's including so many months for even the time before we even get it to the permit stage.
Right.
Which another architect would be like, I can get that done in 4 weeks. And then they wouldn't.
Right.
He's great. He's going over the top, and it's wonderful. But I have to sit with
2 years.
2 years. Wow. But it's just a lot more time in my apartment that I didn't foresee.
But I could be wrong. It doesn't seem like you dislike your apartment.
I love it.
Yeah. You seem happy in there.
I am totally happy. But I am paying rent for an apartment. I've been paying rent for an apartment since January of 2020 and a mortgage.
You know what? Listen to this solution. Holy shit, am I good.
Oh, I'm scared.
I'm going to park Big Brown on your property.
Oh, shit.
I'm going to let you live in it for $700 a month.
Oh, my God, how generous.
Pretty nice.
Okay. And you're not getting anything out of it, right? You're not getting the...
Well, I'm losing something, which is my favorite thing to look at out the window of my house.
Oh, okay. So you're losing, but I wonder if Kristen will actually pay me to park.
Hey,
and it'll
whatever deal
cancel
you
out.
guys broker behind the scenes, I don't care as long as I'm getting $750 minimum to not be able to see big. This literally happened to me. Can I just say really quickly? Yes. I was in the backyard. I looked to my right and I saw the back of Big Brown.
Yeah.
And the fucking semi wheels, 2 sets of them. And I stared at it like longingly.
Wow.
And I was like, I know exactly what this is. This is if our neighbors had a house I was obsessed with, like an architectural masterpiece.
You will soon.
Oh, right across the street from me.
In 2 years, you will.
God, I hope I'm still alive.
I just got scared.
No, let's fly by that. Let's fly by that.
Okay.
I was like, I feel so lucky to have this thing that I regard as an architectural masterpiece, that I get to see it every day. Oh, I love it.
Okay, I'm sorry. So you look at it as an architectural masterpiece or a mechanical masterpiece?
An engineering, but artistic design. These things all meld.
Sure.
Macintosh, iPhone. Right? You follow me?
You're just saying
industrial design.
Okay.
Art, architecture, humanities.
Oh boy.
Liberal arts degree. So yes, I look at it as
a masterpiece.
In that, like when you look, for me, not you, when I look at the Frank Lloyd Wright houses in Chicago, they're like built into the sides of these hills and there's a river running through it. I honestly think, look at humankind. They figured out
I agree.
how to do that.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It blows my mind.
Yeah.
And not on the same degree, but when I look at that bus, I do go, you figured out how to give me 700 square feet, tow a fucking stacker trailer, families taking naps, cooking food, doing God knows what, and it all stays together? And you can put 1,000,000 miles on it? That's not possible.
You can't put 1,000,000 miles on it.
Oh, yeah.
A million?
That Cummins motor that's in there on that chassis is designed to go 1,000,000 miles. It's a semi-truck engine and chassis. And those are designed to go 1,000,000 miles.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. I'm happy that you had that experience.
Yeah. So it's going to be, I'll be sad without it. $750 sad.
All right. I'll get back to you on this because...
This is a really good offer.
All right, Daryl Hall. How fun.
Oh.
He was so normal. And I love how unaffected by fame he is. He just could not care less. It's, it's one of those things like when we have Quentin on where you forget when you're talking that this person in front of you has had an unbelievable impact on the zeitgeist.
Yes.
For generations.
Yeah.
I mean, his impact rivals the top 3 we've had on this podcast. And I would say with Quentin as well, they're artists, so you don't think much about it. But then when you think about the songs and the movies,
Yeah.
it's profound.
Yes, it is. multiple generations. And the thing I felt like when I met him the first time, but maybe even more so in this interview, is just that it is clear, and I'm not saying you can't be both, but he is a musician.
Very much.
He is not a rock star. He would have gotten so bored being a rock star. That's what was obvious, is he is a musician.
It was awesome. How many top 10 songs did Hall Oates have? There are overall 16 U.S. top 10s.
Wow, 16 top 10s.
In the U.S.
Wowzers. Well, we went on a little tear after we talked to him.
Oh, shit.
What?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, I thought you just read something that was going to unravel everything we just said.
No.
Oh, no, it says here they only have 1.6 hits.
Yeah, we listened.
To...
So we went on a tear.
Oh, we listened to...
Three's Company. We have so many Three's Companies these days.
So they're a dime a dozen, these Three's Companies. But we went on a little tear. And again, I think it even came out of your mouth. We were playing cards. And you go, you just forget. You forget how many. That's what's really sounding. Unless you do it, like do their essentials or something, you can't really imagine the volume of songs they've made that you know well.
Yeah, that you know in your brain and that you connect to somehow. It's so rare.
It is. It is.
Okay, taking a turn, sad turn.
Uh-oh.
How many people in the U.S. have Lyme disease? More than 200,000 U.S. cases per year.
Per year?
Yeah.
Ay.
And then the next fact is, has anyone died from it? CDC research finds between 1999 and 2003, there were 114 recorded deaths attributed to Lyme disease. Okay, Lyme. Lyme singular.
But apostrophe, right? Because it's a name. Lyme's disease. Lyme.
I think.
Apostrophe?
I think it's just Lyme disease.
Oh.
Yeah.
I just made up that whole story.
I don't think it is a man.
I guess because I heard one story about, Hodgkin's or...
Well, yeah, some of them are.
I know, but I've only heard a few, like Parkinson's.
Lyme disease is also known as Lyme borreliosis. It's like a bacteria. Mm-hmm. It's not a man named Lyme, it's a bacteria.
Oh. But why'd they spell it Lyme?
Yeah, because it's like a... bacteria name. They have weird spelling.
I'm sorry.
And they don't want to get confused with
citrus.
Yeah.
There's apparently a small coastal town in Connecticut called Lyme.
Where it was discovered?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Well, what about Lyme borreliosis?
Well, that's Lyme borreliosis.
They probably named the disease after that. I don't know.
Okay.
What are you looking at, Monty?
Oh, I just started looking at
Oh my God, clothes?
pictures. I started shopping. No, I'm kidding. I'm on the Lyme disease thing still. I'm on the Lyme disease thing.
I totally believed you.
I'm not getting corroboration on the Connecticut thing, but that's okay. That's okay.
I see.
These things that are like gnawing and never ending. Chronic, thank you.
Yeah, chronic stuff, I think it takes such a toll mentally on people.
Yes.
Like even in my, small case of it, just to feel like you have to surrender to something is rough.
Yeah, I know.
Ugh. Like it won't go away. Fuck.
Yeah.
But yes, so many autoimmune diseases.
I wonder if they're getting more prevalent.
Yes.
They are, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's so many theories, but one of them being that, that's the premise of Paleolithic diet, is that for millennia or whatever, for 150,000 years, people did not have autoimmune diseases. They didn't have arthritis. They didn't have psoriasis. They didn't have any of this stuff. In that we're eating stuff that we've just never, ever been designed to eat for, and we are paying a long-term price for it. And it can manifest itself in so many ways. Crohn's, arthritis,
but you know what else?
Lupus.
I think part of it is when we think back to we didn't have this disease or that disease or inflammation or whatever for so long. We also weren't living very long at that time. So once we pass a certain age, at some point things do start happening, deterioration and things. And then maybe we are passing some genes down that have developed because we've past our limit. You know what I mean?
Sure, I hear you. I hear you.
I think that's relevant.
Yeah. I just think we're just eating so many things.
Well, ding, 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 salads.
But I guess, Lyme's has nothing to do with eating. It's
No.
just that bacteria that maybe in it's trying to kill the bacteria, it starts attacking parts of your body or something.
I just started thinking about gymnastics.
Oh my God. Okay. I knew, like, I had the same moment I had a second ago where I thought for sure you were looking at pictures on your phone.
But that one was not.
That one was, no, I was wrong about that one. But this one I was right about.
This
I was
one,
like, oh, she's gone.
Well, one thing happened where I did this with my nose.
Yeah, you smelled something. And then I was like, dare I ask her what she just smelled on her finger? Is this something she'll just cut out anyways? Does it smell like butt?
No.
Okay.
I sniffled and touched my nose. What would you say? How would you describe this? Like,
Yeah, like you're making a fake mustache with your finger. Right?
yeah. Like I'm wiggling under my nose.
Yeah.
And but when I did that, I got
Took a big whiff.
strong smell of salad.
Oh, okay.
And then I wondered, what just happened? That's not on my finger. Did I just release some salad from my nose? Or
wow.
is there salad in my throat? Or whatever. I started thinking about the salad. And then I started thinking about gymnastics. A lot happened.
God, you were going for a while. So great to have you back.
Because, I love gymnastics
Sure,
so much.
sure.
I've been really bad about.
Can I just point out what you get away with? Can you imagine if you're in the middle of talking and I literally just go, I was just watching skateboarding in my head. Your feelings would be so hurt.
I know. I'm sorry.
That's
I really
okay.
am sorry.
I don't mind, so don't change your behavior.
It's just because.
But I just wanted you to imagine it.
I know that.
Yeah.
But part of it is because, and I do this too, but you talk a lot. so sometimes I start thinking about gymnastics.
Sure. Tell me about gymnastics.
Last night I was watching because I had been delinquent on watching.
Yeah.
And
I have to assume carrying around some guilt about it.
A lot.
Yeah, because you and I looked so forward to the Olympics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's part of my identity.
Right.
Being interested in the Summer Olympics.
I know, mine too. And by the way, I watched a lot of it that I really wasn't that interested in, but to uphold this thing I think about myself, and then it caught on.
Yeah, but then it gets
I'm back.
fun.
I'm really into it now.
I feel like I've watched a good amount, but the fact that I hadn't watched the gymnastics was bad.
That's whatever's redder than a red flag.
Exactly. So I watched the women's all-around final. Then I watched some individual events, and I got so into it again. Yeah. And I felt like an 8-year-old, like the 8-year-old that was watching it in '96, when I would kind of in the middle, I would I need to stand up and kind of stretch my arms as if I were them.
Yes.
Yeah. So that felt nice.
So you got to time travel a little bit.
Yeah, it was fun.
A little TT.
Which one did you? Tell about.
Oh my gosh. Okay, great. Thank you. So I think people already know this, but we have a long tradition. There's a group of us who, one of the things we like most about the Summer Olympics is how often you see penises flopping around.
Within their pants.
In hopefully performing their sport.
Yeah.
But even we've had some in a medal ceremony, someone was erect in a medal ceremony, which was great. And so when we catch these moments, this little group of us, Monica's included, we take a picture on our phone and then we send it around.
Yes.
And there's been some fucking great gets over the years. Mm-hmm. Really, really strong stuff. I caught something last night that I gotta say is the coup de grace. I mean, I can't imagine anything. It was, certainly don't want to embarrass anyone, but a long jumper landed in the pit. And I think they got gold, by the way, on it, which is great. Yeah. So he lands in the sand and he spins immediately to stand up. And now he's looking away from camera. And as he's spinning and rising, you see that he has blown the ass out of his running gear. And it's about a 5-inch slice, and it's probably 3 inches wide of gap, but it's changing a lot as he moves. Sure. And I, of course, had to meticulously go through frame by frame, and I isolated what I thought were the 4 best images. What clearly happened is after the spandex gave way, he landed in the sand, and it scooped a bunch of the sand up into his spandex. So
into his butthole.
Well, into his butthole.
Yeah.
And some collecting certainly around the spandex. So as he's moving in the later frames of the clip, sand is coming out in plops. So I'm only sending close-ups of this whole thing to everyone, and people are not even knowing what fucking sport this happened in. And so they're concluding, of course, that there are little turds also falling out. But it was just sand, and I had to clarify that.
And you can really see his butthole.
You can see his anus at one point. There is one frame where you see anus, and my elation.
Yeah.
I felt like what these asshole big game hunters must feel like when they go head to head with a fucking rhino or something. Like, I just felt like I can't believe.
I feel really bad for him, but I also hope it was worth. I think it was worth it to him.
Oh, here's the proposition: you show your anus, and somehow you set a world record. Not just we give you a gold medal, but somehow by showing your anus, you had this ability to win a gold. I'd do it in a second.
Yeah.
Well, there's also a great image of two wrestlers, and one guy's wearing a red unitard, and as he makes this move, the guy's face drags across the penis.
That's right.
And then sets the penis free. It like shoots to the other side of his unitard, and that was very thrilling to watch.
I'm excited to keep watching for the rest of the week.
Do we have an email?
hello@armchairexpertpod.com.
If you gather any photos on your own in your own detective work and you want to send them to this email, I would love to look at them.
This is opening up a can.
Let me be very specific. I'm saying this current Olympics, if you're watching it and you see any penises flopping about.
So all your dick pics to hello@armchair.
Oh my God, what if a bunch of dudes dress up in their own Olympic gear? I want it from the Olympics. So yeah. Send it away. Listen, I know you're discouraged right now. You're being pessimistic, but we might find. If I caught what I caught last night,
you're right.
Who the fuck knows what's out there?
Okay, you're right.
What if one guy's like, oh my God, these dudes were fucking in the air?
Well, all right, okay. Just in case that exists.
Yeah, you just don't know.
All right.
All right, love you.
Love you.
We are supported by Allstate. Checking Allstate first could save you hundreds on car insurance. Not checking that your keys are actually in your hand before you close the car door. Have you ever stood in a parking lot full of sun staring at your keys sitting right there on the seat 4 inches away and completely useless to you? It's a very specific kind of humbling. Yeah, checking first is a good idea. So check Allstate first for an auto quote. It could save you hundreds. And for fast, reliable help when you need it, add an Allstate roadside plan today. You're in good hands with Allstate. Potential savings vary. Insurance and roadside assistance plans are subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Insurance provided by Allstate North American Insurance Company, Northbrook, Illinois. Roadside assistance plans provided by Allstate Motor Club, Incorporated, an Allstate affiliate.